would have set the stage or the tone of his trip in April. Now, the fact that even his former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was in attendance, this would have been probably the second time that the two are in the same space. The last time it happened was in Embu, and we saw how that went. Probably the president was trying to avoid a similar situation that would set the tone in a negative way for his trip to Mount Kenya. That him being in the same room with his former deputy, Bwana Makali.
You know, as I said earlier, the president also gets NIS reports anyway. The national intelligence would feed the president with information in terms of what is happening where. And I see Dr. Mutunga struggling to explain what is happening, but the truth of the matter is, the president is facing serious challenges as he visits Mount Kenya. That's the truth of the matter. I will navigate around the challenges. That is a matter we leave to him. But looking at what happened in Embu, when they were in the same space with the former deputy president, Rigathi, I imagine must have been told that Rigathi is still in that church with this team. And you know what would have happened is, maybe they would not have been allowed to talk. As it happened to Rigathi. Maybe the president would also not have been allowed to talk. But while the Archbishop has the capacity to control the leaders, does he have the capacity to control the congregation who are seated all the way to the back of the tent? I doubt. So the fear that you could be addressing people in the front there, but at the back people become chaotic and you have no control, that will not be sending the right signals to Kenyans in terms of the president's visit to Kenya, to central Kenya, and bearing in mind that now he's planning another 1 full week visit. So this will be like a precursor, which would be now on the wrong footing, and then you have another 10 days to come and he's visiting. So I think that must have, the intelligence might have advised the president, for now, let's just stop visiting central Kenya, so that they manage the region before he visits. And you know, all of us here, we have been politicians and we are senior government officials. The thing is, intelligence gathering is very critical for any leader before you go to any area, more so at the level of the president. So I said really he is free to go anywhere, just like he's free to come to our region in Ukambani. But I'm telling you that the president relies so much on intelligence. I remember the other day, we were supposed to be hosting the Ukambani region, we were supposed to be hosting the Madaraka Day the other day, which is 1st June. But now it has been pushed to Omambe. And we have been told we lost in October. And since we are the local leaders there, when we talk to our people under the county commissioner, the security team, you can realize when those are saying the stadium was not ready, that was not the reason. It's because people are very dissatisfied. There is a lot of dissatisfaction with the way the Kenya Kwanza government has approached some of these regions who seem to be opposing the Kenya Kwanza government. That we have very deliberately been isolated in terms of visitation, in terms of development. And you know, when you isolate a whole block of voters, you don't expect them to come and they start loving with you. They will express their feelings when you are there. And that's what we are saying, really. For me, I think what is happening is that Central Kenya, as at now, are decided to quit. And the question they must be asking themselves is, and I think that's now the big question for them, since we have decided to quit and we will be quitting in 2027, because there's no election between now and 2027, do we allow the president to come and we let him with him up to 2027 because we voted for him, and that means allow him smooth sailing to central Kenya? He comes, he visits, and we allow him to do his work and goes back? Or do we say, come on, Mbaya, we want to say it's Mbaya sahi, and it remains Mbaya up to 2027, and then he can look for other votes from other sources? I think if they answer that question, then they can just say, okay, to us, we have made a decision. We are not in Kenya Kwanza government. We are not supporting it. We don't want anything to do with this government as from today. Okay. Or we allow them 2 years to come and go. They can make their promises. They can continue harassing our sons and daughters, and then come 2027, we will show them what we have decided.
Right. And it's interesting that Bwana Makali Mulu points to the importance or necessity of intelligence reports. And I'll draw your attention to the main headline on the front page of the Standard. Don't trust Raila,